Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home.
Jafric Radio.
Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. All will be happy and gay. Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on Jafric Radio. You're listening to Home Sweet Home on Jafric Radio.
Jafric Radio. Jafric Radio.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on Jafric Radio.
You are always welcome home, welcome home.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
Been kept down for much too long.
Hello, our wonderful and cherished viewers. We just want to thank you once again for tuning into Jafric Radio Home Sweet Home program. Yes, as you know, our goal, our motive is to let every home, I'm talking of couples, enjoy the second heaven on earth. So this is the reason why you should tune into Jafric Radio Home Sweet Home, so that you will enjoy the peace and harmony in your marriage and in your home. All right, I am your host. My name is Abna Pomapo Kufuku. You can call me Dickness Poma if you like. That's why I always say it's a lady with a long name. Yes, I thank you so very much.
This is Jafric.
And I have with me our panelists, which I will introduce to you later. So I want to remind you that this program is sponsored by Bayside Modeling Agency. If you are in Japan, Tokyo, and you are looking for an agency to belong to, just contact Bayside Modeling Agency. All right, you can call them on this telephone number 035413 3252. Yes, and they will respond to you. And let's quickly run to Ghana. We have Tomic Hotel. It's at this Legon in Accra. So if you have plans to travel to Ghana, I recommend Tomic Hotel to you. I tell you, it's home away from home. I have experienced their services before. So just go and experience. All right, thank you so very much. Today, time is not on our side, and first and foremost, we want to apologize for the delay. It was due to technical problem that was beyond our control, but we thank God it's fixed now. And as we move on, we have some panelists who will also join us through vMix. All right, so for now, let me have an honor to introduce to you our man. I say the ladies' man. Mr. Fred Jeche Mensah is here with us. Mr. Jeche, your people are waiting for you.
Yeah, well, good afternoon, wherever you are, listeners and viewers. We thank you always, and it's because of you that's why we are here, and by His grace, we'll do our best to let you have what you're supposed to have. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much, Mr. Fred. And from now, we will move straight to Nagoya to introduce to you our daddy, A brother, friend? Yes. He's the person, Mr. Frimpong. Mr. Frimpong. Daddy, you're welcome.
Thank you for the invite. It's a pleasure to be on the airwaves to have a fruitful celebration with you. Thank you all.
You're welcome. Thank you so very much. All right, so today we will run. Yes, we will run because we are far behind time. All right, so let's start the discussion. Today's discussion, we are doing the English version of what we did last time in Chi. Yes, we are looking at the positive and negative effect of internet on our children, the impact that it has on our children, both positive and negative. So if you are out there and you are listening to us, if you have comment, please don't hesitate to write to us. Those who are watching us on Facebook, you can just send your comments there. And also we have Jafric Radio have an app. So those of you who have joined us through the app, you can make a call, phone call. We have a WhatsApp line that you can call through that line. Okay, yeah, it's on the screen. So as you are looking, you can call and also bring your view. Thank you so very much. Mr. Fred, I think the last time you were here when we discussed the negative and positive impact or effect of internet on our children. Yes. So let me quickly go to Mr. Frimpong and ask, does it have the positive impact? Talking of internet, the positive side of internet, can you give us one or two positive aspect that you think is good to encourage our kids to take part on this internet thing?
Okay, thank you, business.
Thank you
for this wonderful opportunity given to me to also share my thoughts on some of the positive effects, especially on our kids. Thank you. Let me take this opportunity to give a short shout out to all loved ones and friends around Ghana, everywhere, especially COP Nagoya and all Sundry. Okay. The internet has come to stay, whether we like it or not. Has come to stay, and as the younger generation is growing and growing and growing more, the tech savvy and then the dependence on the internet has become something we cannot do away with completely. So the internet has become part of us, and it has so many useful facts which I wanted to dwell on. The internet has a lot of benefits for us, especially in our society. Society is not static, it's dynamic. Things keep changing day in, day out. Some time ago, we used to watch black and white TV. We changed to the color TV, and gradually the technology started setting in. We were using the Mobitel, we were using the landline, and there was an advent of telephone, mobile phone, which made communication and other forms of talking and getting messages more effective and then easier.
Yeah.
So also the internet. Now let me come to the children. Yes, I would say there is a huge positive impact of internet on the children. To begin with, I would say that it broadens their horizon. It broadens their horizon because most of the kids, they resort to the internet to do a lot of things. especially homework. If they are giving homework at school and they have little or no idea, you just go home, you just Google Papa, and the answer comes. And you read out about it. And the more you read or you learn about it, it opens up your mind and you become knowledgeable. Another aspect which I would like to touch on is the fact that when you go to the internet, there are a lot of games there. Not all games are bad, per se. Not all games are bad. Some games are very good, especially the puzzles and all those things. Sometimes it gives a challenging task, which you have to solve. Sometimes you have to arrange something, you have to fix in something, put in something. The more the children try to figure out on how to do things, how to fix in something, how to arrange, to manipulate, it gives them the self-confidence, and it also gives them that kind of actualization after able to do it. And after doing it, they believe in themselves. And such programs too are brain teasers. They are brain teasers. The more they do, the more they think. They think ahead. And it also inculcates them the program for them. You see? Because when it is given to them, they have to think before they solve the puzzle. So the more they think, the more they become critical thinkers, which will help shape their mental strength. And by and large, it will help them to have a broader perspective as to how to solve problems in growing up. So, to me, I would say that it has a huge positive impact on the society, notwithstanding some of the negative. For now, I'll rest here.
Right. Thank you. I have a follow-up question which I will come to you later. Yes, on that. We will also look at the kids like below 3 years. Is it very necessary to also allow them to access this internet, especially when mothers are busy and we just give our phones to our kids just to watch toys and those kind of nursery rhymes and other stuff? Is it helping? Right. So we will come back to that later. So, Mr. Fred, we are looking at the positive impact of internet on our children. Mr. Frimpong has given out his view, and I just also want to hear from you, your opinion about it.
Yeah, thank you, Dickness. Yeah, I think we said it the other time that the internet has a huge impact on today's children. Yes, it's educative for them, informative, and so many things uncountable that they can use the internet for. Believe me, this present day, there are some courses which in the past you would have to go to a 4-year college or university to do them. But yes, with the internet now present, it has made some of the courses very shortened. Not necessarily go through the 4-year university education, or you can sometimes it's even by correspondence, or you can go to the technical school and finish those courses. So yes, the internet, it has very positive impact, and like Mr. Frimpong was saying, it has come to stay, and I'm not sure we can do without it these days. Because some children have been born into the system and they still cannot imagine how we could live in those years without the internet or without the smartphones. So yeah, if you should ask me if it has an impact, yes, it's very huge. And beside the educative and the information that you can get, it sort of improve their critical thinking ability. Yes, that is, they can easily grasp information and process it so soon, which couldn't be done in the old days. So yes, the internet is very positive and it is good. It has good impact on them. Yeah, that's what I can say.
All right. Thank you so very much. Let me run again to Nagoya. Yes, we are going straight to Mr. Frimpong. Yes, coming back to the question, is it helping, is it necessary to allow the kids under 3 to also access internet, especially when mothers are busy and we leave our phones with our children in order for them not to disturb what we are doing? Is it helping? Is it necessary? Does it have a positive impact on these kids?
Yo, thank you, Dickness. I'll say yes, and I'm pointing, I'll say no. It depends on how it is being interpreted.
Right. Let's hear yes first, and then you go to no, and you let us know why.
I'll say yes. Say yes because as children, as they are growing, they are learning a language. They are learning new things in the environment. And when you turn on the internet, you can have a lot of a chance of rhymes and music and other things. For example, my son, my 5-year-old boy, yes, when he was just 2 years, he knew how to sing almost all the nursery rhymes, almost. Yes, and it was very helpful. And before he started schooling, he knew all the letters of the alphabet already. So he started learning it. So in some ways, I would say it's helpful. And other side where I would say no is that sometimes some parents are very busy. So they just hand over the phone to the child because if I don't do it, the child will cry. Or you do it. So they allow the children to manipulate the phone on themselves, by themselves. And by so doing, they can go and they can chance on something which children are not supposed to watch. And you know, these days the internet is a site of propagating the ills of the society. So sometimes by the time a child has already opened up something and already consuming something through the adult, you may not want the child to, attend to it. But unknowingly, the child will be doing it. So in the national, what I would say is that yes, allowing kids and adults to have access to the internet, okay, but it must be subjected to parental guidance.
Right.
That's any time you log on to, especially YouTube kids and most of the platforms, they will say, are you a parent or a kid? You have to complete that kind of questionnaire first. So it must be guided by you, the parent, so you know where the child is watching. The father, the child will cry, and for that matter, the child must watch. Doesn't mean that you should leave the child alone to deal with it.
Right.
You should be regulating, you should be checking so that you have a more positive effect of it. Thank you.
Right. The other time, I think some people made us aware that they have a private something that you can do to block the kids from watching some of the things that you don't want them. Yeah, so I think as parents who are listening to us, if you are so busy and you normally leave your phone for your children to watch, you can just go and apply that system so that your children will not go overboard. Yes, but the question that I'm asking, sometimes some kids become so addicted that when they are watching and you even call their names, they don't respond. So do you think this one is helping? They get so addicted, and as soon as you take the phone from their hands, it becomes a different ball game altogether. So Mr. Fred, if you can respond to this, and later we will seek the opinion of Mr. Frimpong.
Yeah, I think it's not a question of accessing the internet, but the content. So yes, 3-year kids should be allowed to access the net. You see, these are kids who don't know anything. So I'm not sure they can even tap into the window or the surfing window and log to some areas that they know. They just sort of push the knobs, but they should be allowed. The problem is the content which they watch. So this is depends on the parents, the kind of disciplinary actions that they put to guide the children from accessing harmful sites. Yeah, so the problem is not accessing the internet, but the content. That's why we've got to discipline the children alongside. Yeah. Then the problem of
This is Jafric
maybe you were
Radio.
talking about they get so much addicted.
Yeah. Yes.
I think it's fun, to be honest with you. And kids love to play. Every child loves to play. And when children are playing, it's difficult to draw their attention to other things.
Yeah.
So no matter how much we would sit here and say, and I don't think there would be a single solution for that, except that parents should always be mindful and control their children when they are watching the internet. At least every kid has to sleep, wake up, go to school, do whatever for the day. So you, the parents living with them, you at least know their routine. Once they are free, the next thing they grab is any device connected to the internet.
Yeah.
So you, the parents, you've got to be aware that there's certain times maybe your child or your boy is going to be free, and once he's free, there's nothing for him to do except, log onto the net. And once you get into it, he's so much engrossed into it that it will be difficult for you to get his attention. So here like we said the other day, it comes back to the parents trying to discipline your kids and controlling their actions, on the net. So yeah, this is the only way we can do to solve the situation. But thinking that they get so much addicted, so you are preventing them from using it, curiosity will take place. They'll be curious as time goes on. And once they get into curiosity, that would rather be worse. And in this case, they would assess certain areas, get to know the truth, and they would end up saying that my parents tried to prevent me from doing this, but now I know. Which will sort of bring some kind of mistrust between the parent and the child. So I'm not sure it's a good habit or idea to restrict the children from surfing the net simply because they'll get addicted. No, I don't think that's enough. They shouldn't be made curious about whatever goes on the net. But like we're saying, before they become adults, it's up to you, the parents, yes, to discipline them. Yes, to regulate their daily schedules and make sure when they get to the internet, they will have nothing else to do that you want them to do except what the time for them to play around or surf the net.
Yeah,
That's what I
maybe
can
if
say.
it's necessary to also set time
Yes,
for them, like you won't go beyond 2 hours.
yes.
So that time, when you speak to your child very well, they may also, accept that.
Yes, you have to regulate them. Make sure that you keep them busy until the time that they'll be free, and you make sure they go to bed on time. Don't forget that even if they say we're going to bed, they'll be in their room doing the things that you cannot see.
Yes.
Don't go and disturb them, but make sure the time that they're supposed to go to school, you make sure that they go to school on time. Let the children reason or have a habit that they realize themselves doing the wrong things. Yeah, I don't know if I made myself clear. You should let them think and know that what they are doing, not necessarily father or mother has to tell them, but what they are doing is not right. What I'm trying to say is, all the time, make sure that they understand what they are doing. This is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Let them think and become aware that what they are doing is the right way or they're supposed to do. That's what I'm trying to say. But preventing them is not a solution at all. For
It's
that,
not
I
a
don't encourage
solution.
it. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
by rather explain things to them.
Explain
And
things.
do you think at this tender age, like 3, 2, 1, are they going to understand what you really tells them?
It's going to take some time. Yes, of course. Their children doesn't mean they don't have processing thoughts or processing mind. No, they do. It's going to take some time because when you tell them today, they forget the next hour.
Yeah, it's just exactly as soon as.
Yeah. So you the parents, you have to keep on reminding them, not getting angry, but reminding them. It's a process. That's what I'm always saying. It's a process. You're not going to get a simple solution. Say to him today, tomorrow, he correct himself. No. It's a process. So we the parents have to know that it's a process of disciplining them. It's not one day, you know. So if you say today and they don't get it, repeat it tomorrow until they come to realize that, oh, this thing I'm doing is not correct. Mama hates it, daddy dislike it, so I have to stop it. Yeah, so it's a process. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fred. Let's quickly move to Nagoya. Let's seek Mr. Frimpong's opinion on the children who are so addicted to the internet. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Frimpong.
Okay, thank you. Thank you once again.
Yes, sir.
I think Daddy has dealt with all the Daddy has dealt with almost everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the addiction, it is likely to occur, particularly from that tender age that you
Yeah.
doing with the internet. The addiction is more likely to come. But like Daddy said, there must be some sort of regulation. There must be some sort of parental guidance. Though they might be smaller kids, 2 years, 3 years, but still they have their thinking cap on. You keep on telling them and regulating them, and let them know that it has limits. If every day they will be on the internet for 1 hour, it should be 1 hour. You should all come to a compromise thing. And you, the parents, must always have put your feet on the ground and make sure that your 1 hour is your 1 hour, 2 hours is your 2 hours, and make
Yes.
sure that you look at whatever they watch. If you leave them to be manipulating and doing things on their own, that's where the things set in. Yes. So in everything, for me, I believe in moderation and regulation as parents. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes, viewers, you are watching Jafric Radio Home Sweet Home program. Very soon we will have one panelist join us through phone call. Right. So when she comes, we will let you aware of that. All right. Thank you so very much. We are discussing the positive and negative effects of internet on our children. Yes. Okay. We have a comment from Mr. Yahaya. Yes. He says, although the internet affects a given child very based on each child's characteristics and how the child uses the internet, adults still must have a fundamental understanding of these general potentials. I applaud for this very important topic. Dickness Poma and your wonderful team, thank you for thinking about our kids. Once again, kudos. Okay, thank you, Mr. Yahaya. I think we are all saying the same thing. Yeah, concerning, the content that these kids, we will allow them to watch. Yeah, it's necessary. Some few days ago, we saw some videos through this internet, information superhighway. We saw a child whose mother seized a phone. I think though he was at the age of 12, between 12 and 14. And what we saw, it wasn't good at all. The child destroyed everything in the house. Yes. So, coming to, we have known the positive impact and the positive aspect of it. Let's come to the negative side also and see how negatively this internet is also impacting our children in a negative way. But all these things that they are doing, they learn from it. Yeah, so we cannot prevent them from watching. What are we going to do? In order for them not to pick the negative side of it, if I am clear, Mr. Fred.
Okay. Viewers, once again, thank you. And yes, so the question is, you want us to, the negative side?
The negative side.
Well, the negative sides too are there. Of course, it makes them lazy in the first place. And it impairs their ability to think. Because information is thousands and thousands and thousands over on the net. It's easy for them to, get into them. So yes, it impairs their critical thinking ability. And I said again, it makes them lazy. Yeah. And again, it can sometimes brainwash them into different, into getting into certain societies that the parents wouldn't appreciate
This is
it.
Jafric Radio.
Yeah, so the negative sides can also be dangerous. That again, the parents also have to be very much careful about that. So the negative side is dangerous. That's the laziness. It impairs their thinking ability, and it can brainwash them to believe in things that they're not supposed to believe in them, which can be dangerous at the end. So yes, these are some of the negative points that I can say at the moment. Yeah. So like you were giving an example about a boy,
The boy who destroys.
I'm not going to condone his behavior. No, that behavior was wrong. But in this case, he was still a child. He's not an adult. So one would say, what was he doing? How was the parents' disciplinary action towards him?
We heard that the mother is a single mother, so probably he doesn't have a father. Mostly kids normally, fear their fathers more than their mothers.
Well,
so when
of course, any house that has one parent, there's always trouble there. Yes, because what the father is supposed to do is missing in the child's life. So, and when something is missing there, what takes place? The evil part of the society, of the system, occupies that vacuum that has been left away. So the father was supposed to discipline this child in those ways, and he's not there. So definitely the mother cannot do it, and she probably left the child doing things on his own. So in that case, it's like supporting the child to do whatever that he can, or whatever that he wants to. So you just support him instead of trying to rear him into what's called a proper situation. So you can see that the question has answered itself, that the father wasn't there to educate his child, and the mother couldn't do that. So that's where the problem started. And probably the mother, to being a single mother with a single child or whatever, she would just pamper the boy. So this is a case, he probably got swollen-headed, thinking that whatever that she wants, she can still do it. She's the boss in the house. She can do everything to overpower the mother, and that was the end. See, otherwise we could say, how was he disciplined? Should the father has been in the house? Yeah, so I think it has answered for itself. That the woman was a single parent, so the area to guide the boy or to regulate him has been vacuum for
No.
a
So
while.
at this point, what advice are you giving to the single parents that are raising their children of their own?
Well, if it's unfortunate you happen to be a single parent, the only thing is then you are guaranteeing yourself to do double work.
Double work.
Yes,
Yeah.
as a parent, the father side and the mother side. Then in this case, look for the areas that are so much sensitive, because those are the areas that can slip you. You see, example like this internet case. Maybe this guy thought he could use the internet to fish every information and to grow up. 12 years, he was probably getting into the middle school, and that is the area that is always delicate when
Yes.
in terms of
Yes.
bringing kids up. So, if you're a single parent, then I would advise you that always discipline the child. Don't control them. Don't pamper them, but discipline. Two things. Controlling and discipline are two separate issues. You discipline him by regulating his schedules, his time of doing what he's supposed to do, his project works, his schooling. I mean, all those things. You've got to let him know, understand the time that he's supposed to do that, and the time that he can have for himself to play, and the times that he can get on the net and do whatever he's supposed to do. Again, look into the content that he's been surfing on the net. If he's supposed to be a single parent, don't rush him. You can say, just do it with him. Let him understand that you're probably interested in what he's doing.
Right.
By controlling his behavior, let him understand this. It's a way of disciplining a child. Don't think that you're a single parent, the father is not there, the mother is not there, so you can you pamper the child and you let him go the way he wants. No, that's a wrong attitude. So if you happen to be a single parent, what we can say is do your best and do the dual work that has been there before you. Yes, this is what we can say at the moment.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Fred, for your opinion. Let's move to Nagoya. Yes, the negative impact of internet on our children.
Okay,
Yes, Mr.
thank you,
Frimpong.
Yes, thank you, and thank you to viewers for another opportunity. Yes, before I come with some of the negative effects of the internet on our kids, I'd like to chip in something. This was a survey conducted by the U.S. National Library of Medicine and the National Institute
Right.
of Health. Yes, they reported that children between ages of 8 and then young adults up to the age of 28 years. This group of people spend an average of 44.5 hours per week on the digital screens. Yes, 44.5 hours weekly on the digital screens. And the sample for this study focused on children of school-going age. Age, not people who are staying at home. So that I say, because they are not doing anything, they have more hours on the internet. No. Children who go to school every day. Let's say they go to school from 8 o'clock and then they close at 3 or 2. Look at the hours behind. They will do homework, they will eat, they will do other things, but still they have some time up to an average of 44.5 hours. When I was reading this report,
This is Jafric Radio.
how could they manage all these hours within a week? But it could
Almost
even be
7
more.
hours a day.
It could even be more because I think if they are thinking, they are on the internet. Even if they are reading, they want to send it there. Even if whatever they are doing, they want to put it there. And this has brought a lot of problems. One problem which is popping up nowadays is a situation which we call the PIU. PIU. That's the problematic internet use. problematic internet use. And this category of people, it happens to children who are more addicted to the internet, especially with games. Those who like playing games. You know, the game has become their only source of happiness. It has become their only source of motivation, and anytime they feel bored, that is what they have to resort to. So as they keep doing that, they have less interaction with the environment or the real things around them. So almost all the time, their focus is on the computer. And sometimes it will amaze you that when you call them, they don't even hear their name.
They don't, yes.
Them. And when you tap on their face, you become angry. You become very problematic.
Some refuse to even eat.
Unless they are hungry and they will feel that their intestines are really hurting them before they can eat. And when you try to stop them, they become angry because they feel that you are trying to deprive them of their source of happiness. So these children, most of the time, they don't want to mingle with people. Whatever, if people are saying hey, they will say if they are saying
yes,
they will say yes. So they are always inclined on seeing what's going on, playing their game. And sometimes they'll be hallucinating as they play the game. Excuse my language. They'll be doing that, and by so doing, they become socially misfits and become problematic to their families, wherever they find them, all because of the game. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, the other negative aspect that we are looking at, Daddy has also made his submission. Thank you so very much, Mr. Frimpong. Yes, we are still on the negative effects. Negative effects, negative impact of internet on our children. These days, the fraudsters and other things that are going on, people that there are some sites that even people learn how to commit suicide.
Oh yes.
A lot of things are going on the internet. This thing that is serving as a good way or something good that helping our children, the same thing is also have the very bad aspect that if we parents would not do something about it, it may end up in a very a worse situation that we don't want to see or we don't want to hear of it. So those contents and other stuff, especially the adults between 14 to 18 years, you cannot block their phones, or you cannot say you have cut off the private something that they do. They have their liberty to go through the internet and access whatever they want to access. At that peak, at that point, from 12, let's say limited from 12 to 18 years, what advice should we give them? Sometimes others don't even listen to their parents. It always results in fights and argument and those sort of things. So as Jafric Radio through Home Sweet Homes, we are discussing this problems. What advice, Mr. Fred, can we give to that age limit?
Yes. Well, once again, viewers, we welcome and we thank you. Let me be honest with you. If you leave your child to be addicted on the net until the age of 18, I'm telling you, it's late. It's late to begin disciplining the child. Hey, they become adults when they are 16. That's what they feel. 18 to 20, they are now full-grown adults. Society sort of release them from parental bondage. So whatever they do, they're supposed to be responsible for themselves. This is what society calls them adults at the age of 18. So if you leave the child to get addicted and be spoiled on the net till that age, I'm telling you, it's already late. So do that before the child gets to 18. Now let's say this. The internet is also good and at the same time producing ill ones, but don't let us forget that it has produced more good ones and better ones than the few bad ones. Some people can learn how to use the computer and learn programming, doing different stuffs. We hear this and we've seen a lot. My own daughter, she demanded for the latest iPad where you can do architectural drawings and all those kind of stuff on them. When it came, it was expensive. Sometimes I would like her to do her project work, but she still insisted that she needs that iPod so she can begin drawings and all those things. Believe me, I myself, I wasn't understanding some things well. But this girl sort of dealt into that area to the point that, of course, I have to get it for her. And I'm telling you now, he's using that to develop a creative ability. Yeah, by doing some kind of creative stuff, designing and all those things. So sometimes you think that such a child is using it for some bad, looking at some bad pictures or looking at some bad side. But when you get closer to her, you see that she's sort of trying to develop a fashion.
This is
sense
Jaffrick
and ability.
Radio.
This is one example that I'm trying to say. So begin, you the parents, we cannot say much. Like Mr. Aya said in his comment, we've got to be aware of the children's behavior and their attitude, and we've got to guide them, before they become adults. From 12, they're difficult. 16, they're difficult. 17, 18, oh, you have to give up because they've already in the adulthood, and there's nothing that will change them. So if you're a parent, just become aware that you've got to discipline your child from the one that he begins to know what is internet and how to surf the websites. This is an advice for every parent. Don't wait until the child is 18, 17. No, that'll be late. These problems are going to be there. They're not going to go away. They'll still be with that, and it will be until the time that we are all done with it. So it's up to the parents for us to educate the children, to let them know how dangerous the internet can be, and at the same time you can use it to improve your knowledge, to gain knowledge from the net and improve it and become somebody in a society, instead of looking at some negative stuff that will not benefit you. So it's up to the parents to make every effort and prepare the children from their childhood. Don't let us wait until they are 16. No. I'm telling you, 17, 18.
Difficult.
Yes, they are. Even from middle school, they are difficult. So when they come to the high school at 18, they feel they're adults, and they're not going to listen to you. Like we've been saying, sometimes they do not hear their name. They hear, but they just don't want to mind you. They hear somebody whispering, calling their names. They just don't want to mind. Why? Because they think they are doing something that would shape their life for them. Chances are they could be looking at some good stuff. They could be looking at some bad stuff. You see, so for the parent to interrupt at that time, you just have to be careful, because they feel they are already adults at 17, 18. So it's a suggestion that we make every effort. If you're a parent listening to me, especially the single ones, make every effort and try to get into your child's actions or his attitude on the net and try to control him or her until it gets out of hands. We can say more than this. That's what I know the other panels to have more. They can say more, give more ideas, opinions about this. That's fine. Yeah, but at the moment, I think this is what I
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to add up to what you have said is the parents, we need to also build a good relationship with our children.
Definitely.
Friendship.
Yes.
Let them see us as their friends
Yes.
and confided in us to tell us everything. Yeah, but if we are so harsh on them, it will be very difficult for them to open up to us, especially at that age where they believe much in their peers, their friends. They always confided in their friends than even their parents.
Yeah.
We need to also work hard in order to get them close to us. When it happens like that, whatever advice that we give them, they will take.
Yes.
Yeah, but if we distance ourselves from them and always that we pounce on them with that harsh words and other stuff,
They're not gonna listen.
it will not help. Yeah, sometimes it's very annoying seeing your child having the books besides her or him, but yet he's just accessing the net, chatting and laughing, which you think it's gradually destroy the future of your child. Sometimes if care must not be taken, you might get angry and at the same time destroy everything, especially the relationship with your child. So once we are guiding them, we need to also build a relationship that they can have confidence
This is
in
Jaffrick
us
Radio.
to come to us in all things. Yes, it's necessary. So before I proceed, let me read the comments that has come in. Yeah, another Mr. Yahaya, thank you so much. Yes, another comment has come from Mr. Yahaya. He said an awareness of the hazard internet to children's internet use is essential
Right.
for parents and all who work with children so they can apply preventive measures and help keep children safe. Whether a child uses the internet and how a child uses the internet significantly impact the internet's influence on him or her. A child's personality and developmental needs also inevitably modify the internet's influence on him or her. Please do not allow the child unchecked because you can afford data. A child is a child. Yeah, I think this is also a very good advice
I think
that
trying to
we have already
that was already
said.
mentioned.
We need
We need to control the
To
children. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, you grow, you develop interest with the child from the beginning. I can remember when my child, my son was doing these games on the net. Sometimes it's boring for me, but he would invite me into it. Look, I wasn't able to do the game because he knew more than myself. But still, he would invite me, and I was stood by him, and I would lose 100 times that we play. It's still okay because I just want him to know that yes, I'm keeping company with him. Yeah, but by doing that, to me, I was trying to control him. You know, trying to discipline him, not to get him into certain areas that would be harmful. You see, that was one of the methods that I used. I didn't know how to play the internet games, to be honest with you. But anytime he invites me, you know, I try to be with him.
But always I try to also consider the parents who do not have the privilege to go to school. They might not have any idea of this internet thing. So in this case, how can one control the child knowing that you parent doesn't know anything about this internet thing? I think let me move this question to Mr. Frimpong, and later we'll come back to Mr. Fred if he is ready. Mr. Frimpong, please, are you there? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. We are looking at the parents who do not have the opportunity to school. They do not have much idea, or they don't have at all what internet means. They don't even know. Yeah, especially when you travel, let's say in the developing areas where parents, those, let me say, they don't have much of the education, and they are not exposed much to this internet at their time. But at this time that children are so much exposed to the internet, how can one control the child when it comes to the internet thing?
Thank you.
If I know, I can easily advise my child, but when I don't know, what can I do?
Thank you, Madam Host, for this question.
Thank you, sir.
Before I go to your question, there is something I would like to stick it in to all
Right.
parents and well-meaning adults of this platform and everyone listening. You know, with the internet, a lot of things can be play. Children and love from the internet, including cultural assimilation and some cultures that are alien to what we have. For example, with the recent brouhaha on homosexualism and other things,
Right.
along with our Christian background and with our cultural background, especially the Christian and the Muslims, you know, we frown seriously on that. So when it came, it was not embraced, or we are not embracing it. So this kind of homosexual groups, they found a way of having abuse or that kind of children play.
Yes, that is
And they
true.
have characters like man and man marrying, and a woman marrying. They will not necessarily have sex so that you know that, oh, we are doing this. No, they don't do that. But the character is that there is a man, they are married. A woman, another woman, they are married. So you see, they are trying to weaken the cultural background of the kids. So that we, the adults, we have developed, we have a complete background of our culture. We are deeply rooted. They cannot just sway us to that kind of homosexualism, but the targeted group is that those who are targeted. So for them,
Yeah.
they now have access to the internet. So why don't they create something? Create the impression that, oh, after all, it's normal for a man and a man to marry. After all, it's normal for a woman and a woman to marry. It's optional. It's your choice. So I'm just trying to conscientize the parents and other women and all that. That things are going on. We are really, really, I don't want to mention names of sites. Yes,
Yeah.
but they should monitor. They will know, they will see. Some characters, men and men are marrying, women and women are marrying. They should monitor and then avoid their children from watching that. Thank you.
Right.
So,
Thank you so much for this information.
yes, having said that, I want to move to the question you asked. That
Yeah.
somebody might be educated or be efficient when it comes to education or things like that. Then, how to control their children when it comes to internet and other related things.
Yeah.
To me, I think one, even if there is nothing at all, you can go to the internet and check. You can Google and check. Sometimes people don't type. You just have to say it to come. I think we have a canned version of Google. I think so. It depends on the phone setting. You could set and you select and everything is open into account. If you cannot type, you can just see you can command it. Focus on the back. How to set it or how to select it. It will come. And if you don't know, you can also ask somebody to believe in, somebody you trust. To be more big, you can ask. You go to church. For example, if I don't know any Sunday church, I will call you. How do you do that? And I think you'll be very happy to teach me, won't you? Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's
So if
true.
you don't know something, you have to reach out to somebody that this is what I want to do, but maybe I have little or no idea. Please help me. And definitely there must be somebody who is willing to share his or her experience with you. Have to know more about it. And last but not the least, what I want to say is that parents must set up rules with their children. They must set
Exactly.
rules with their children. For example, Daddy was saying that you don't start regulating or controlling the children from their tender stage and they get to high school, 18 years, oh, not much in 7. That is very true. It becomes very hard to control them. For example, we have the early childhood and the later childhood. The early childhood, which ends at 8 years, and then the later childhood, which we have the intermediate too, but the later childhood also starts from 11 through to 16, 17 years. If you are unable to control your children from the childhood and they get to the later childhood, that is 11 to 16, 17 years, my brother, my sister, you are doing. Yes. So before they get to that stage, you have to set the rule at home with them that from morning to this time you are going to school. Maybe you get home around 4. When you get home, you finish eating or you do that, you have to do your homework. After your homework, maybe you have to study the Bible or pray. After it, maybe 1 hour from your game or whatever you want to do. After that, you have to take the hour. You say good night. You set the rule. They don't impose it on them. If you impose it on them, you become hard on them. Sit down with them and do it together with them. If possible, if you like, you can set up the rule and then you put it on the wall. Time, duration, and everything. So even if it's time for the child to stop and go, they know, and they willingly accept it. So I think setting up the rule will go a long way to help curb that kind of indiscipline, that kind of problematic program on the internet, and you have your child, you can have a full control over them, and it will help the whole family and the child to go to what you expect him or her to be in future. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so very much. I hope most of the parents who are listening to us, yes, will be so much happy. Yeah, because a lot of informations that we might or they might not know, yeah, now is given out. That's the reason why we encourage all to watch Dafric Radio Home Sweet Home, because we have a lot to offer you. Yeah, we have another comment that I want to read. It's from Mr. Rock Adams. He said, I'm watching you live from East Legon, Accra. Great discussion pertaining to our children who are the future. Kudos to you, the good job. Okay. This one, he said, what up, Freddie? I think he knows Mr. Fred very well. And he said, kudos to you for the good job. Thank you so much, Mr. Adams. Yes. I think we have heard a lot about both negative and the positive impact. I am also looking at the time. Yeah, so I will allow Mr. Fred to also come up with your submission and at the same time conclusion of what you want to say before we move to Nagoya, and then we can close for today.
Well, yeah, thank you. Actually, I was going to say something about what Mr. Frimpong was saying. If your parents happens to be illiterate or if you did not
did
have
not
any
have
idea.
the formal education.
I think you can notice from the behavior of your child. You have to be particular with the child's behavior. When you see some abnormalities in his behavior around age 10 or let's say 8, from 8 going there, when you see something that you feel is strange and you have no idea about the books or you cannot read, the best thing is to look into the community and seek help from elders or his school teachers or people who are able within the system. Yes, so I think it's a good idea that if you are a parent who don't have education, yes, or don't have any idea about the internet, the only thing is you study your child's behavior. Yeah, because no two ways is going to have impact, yes, on his behavior. So when you see anything strange, abnormal, first consult any elderly person in the community. It could be if he's still a school child or if he goes to school, it could be the school teacher or any senior friend of the boy who you think you can talk to him, for them to get into the child's life and begin to discipline the child on your behalf or regulate him for
This
you.
is Jafric Radio.
Don't sit down and say you don't have any idea about the internet, so you leave your child to go and do whatever. No. Study the behavior of the child. Yes. And if you notice anything strange, I've said it. Yeah, you can talk to the community and look for some advice. I think this could be one way to solve the situation. And yes, viewers, we always thank you for being there for us. I said earlier on that we're here because of you, and we always try to provide the best that we can think of. We cannot give a bullet to solve all the issues. There wouldn't be any a bullet solution for them all. But what we're saying is, parents, do your best, make every effort, and discipline your children. Not in a harsh way, but in a way that will show love to the child. Yeah, and control their attitude. Don't wait until they are 16 going. No. Yeah, it will be out of hands. Don't let it get to that point. Please begin. As soon as you see your child beginning to surf the net and fishing out websites. So this is what I can say for you, and I wish you the best. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much.
This is
And we
Jafric
also
Radio.
encourage our children to, assess the areas that will help them, especially when at the point that they can hear our advice or they can listen to the advice that we give to them. We encourage them to assess the areas, the content that will help build their life, not the one that will destroy their future. Okay, so let's quickly move to Mr. Frimpong and hear his submission and also your conclusion.
Okay, thank you, Madam Host. My mama.
Thank you, sir.
I think if you delve into some of the negative effects of the internet on the kids, I think we won't even finish today. There are a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
There are a lot. Yeah, I wanted to touch on a lot of them, but because of time. But
Yeah.
one thing that parents must also take into cognizance is that also pose some sort of health challenges to their kids. Yes. Research has shown that most children with this depression and then ADHD, they are as a result of long hours on the internet
Okay.
and some metabolic disorders. They will say, this child is just 8 years, just 7 years, just 8 years, but they have that kind of disease. I hope you all know some of the examples of metabolic disorders. the more they spend hours on the internet without sleeping, that kind of problem begins to set in. And insomnia, according to medical research, it leads to a lot of problems. Yes. So please, parents, make sure you regulate the sleeping pattern of your children and how and then hours spent internet surfing. Also, if you don't regulate the internet well, your children will grow and they become antisocial beings. Because we are as a result of our internet. We are as a result of our environment. Whatever we do is as a result of where we live. The interdependence and the relationship between us and the environment is what we are. They don't interact with what is around them, with their peers, with their family, with other people, but all the time facing the internet, it means they become socially mistakes. That is where they start the problem. You said I'm about to the move for who can be there on their no, it's not their fault. It is you parents who didn't regulate them. Their children, if you don't regulate, they will go, they become socially mistakes. They don't talk to anybody, they don't feel like talking to anybody. They always want to have their way, whatever they feel to do it. Because they feel they are not obliged to anybody. So they do whatever they like. So parents, please, the honor lies within our hands to be better ambassadors for our children. Let's keep moving and let's keep moving and checking. Daddy said that he has been, he used to play.
This is Jafric Radio.
And he would lose about 100 times. But so he was trying. It was a strategy.
Yes.
I love that. I love that strategy very well, and I will put it into practice. Yes.
Wow.
I'll apply it. So parents, let's try to do it, and it will help us. Our children will grow and be what we want them to be. Thank you all. And regards to everybody.
Thank you so much, Mr. Frimpong. Yes, Mr. Frimpong is a very busy man, but because of the love that he has for the people, his people, he just leave his busy schedule and join this program to give his ideas. Yes, and viewers, we want to thank you all for your patience, your time. Yes, as we always say, Home Sweet Home have only one motive. Yes, that every marriage couple enjoy the second heaven on earth. If we want to enjoy the second heaven in our marriage, our children is also included. How we bring them up also matters the most. Yeah, so this internet that has come, just as our panelist says, it has come to stay, and there is nothing that we can do about it. So all that we need to do is to monitor our children, yes, so that they will not go wayward. That the positive aspect of the internet, they will grab them and then let go of the negative aspect. So parents, we have a lot of work to do. Yes, this is an additional responsibilities. So we need to look at, please, let's all help our children to grow up to become a better leaders in future. Yes, thank you so very much for your time and your patience. All the people who send their comments, we really appreciate your comments. Thank you so very much. And I want to take this opportunity to thank my panelists, the person of Mr. Fred Jechi Mensah. Thank you so very much for your wonderful ideas that you've shared with us. And also all the way from Nagoya, Mr. Frimpong, thank you so very much. Yes, for your support, your brilliant ideas. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, once again, my name is Abna Poma Pukufuku. You can call me Dickness Poma. I want to thank our DJ, the executive producer and the producer. He's the person of Nanayao Pop. Yes, thank you so very much for your the technical know-how. Thank you so very much. Yes, and until we meet again, don't forget that Bayside Merlin Agency sponsored this program, and also the Turmeric Hotel sponsored this program. If you are out there and you want to sponsor any program of Jafric Radio, please don't hesitate to call Jafric Radio, and we will negotiate with you. Yes, it's really affordable. You can afford. Yes, so please just contact Jafric Radio if you are doing outdooring, funeral, or even if you are happy and you want Jafric Radio to cover your happiness. Just call us, we will come and join you. Yes, any program that you are doing and you need us, please don't hesitate to contact us. We will be happy to be of your help. All right, so we will end here. Next program is Pentecost Hour, and it will be aired around 7:30. Yes, 7:30. So please go and rest a little and come back again. I tell you, Pentecost Hour will give you the worst that has undiluted words. Undiluted words. So please, just tuning into Jafric Radio. And I want to thank my dear sister Dickness Naomi Asarizotto. He was supposed to join us, but it was difficult, yes, because of this internet thing that sometimes it's good, sometimes it gives us much problems. So Mama, we are so much happy and glad to see your test. Thank you so very much for being there with us all the time. So viewers, we want to end here, and hopefully next week we will come on your way. So until we meet again, we say sayonara.
In a world where there are many people on the lookout to take advantage of your clients, we are here to look out and to protect your big dreams. Here are 4 great reasons why you can trust us. 1, we're part of a group which has a pedigree of 98 years and is listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange. 2, we are part of a life insurance company which pays the most claims. 3, we are in partnership with Prudential Financial Incorporated in USA, a global Fortune 500 company. 4, we're duly registered with the National Insurance Commission and have overly surpassed our minimum capital requirement. Your advantage? Definitely.
Enterprise, your advantage.
In a world where there are many people on the lookout to take advantage of your clients, we are here to look out and to protect your big dreams. Here are 4 great reasons why you can trust us. 1, we're part of a group which has a pedigree of 98 years and is listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange. 2, we are part of a life insurance company which pays the most claims. 3, we are in partnership with Prudential Financial Incorporated in USA, a global Fortune 500 company. 4, we're duly registered with the National Insurance Commission.
This is Jafric Radio.
Past our minimum capital requirement. Your advantage? Definitely.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
Kwa majina naitwa John Bahati Bisimwa. Natokea Congo, Republic of Congo. Kwa sasa naishi Japan, ndani ya Tokyo. Munasikiliza Jafric Radio online. Number 1 in Japan. Hakuna matata. Tuko fresh.
Salve, mi chiamo Mano e tu stai ascoltando Jafric Radio. Afric out! Jafric Le
สวัสดี
Chic.
ค่ะชื่อแอมนะคะมาจากประเทศไทยค่ะตอนนี้กำลังเป็นนักแสดงอยู่ที่ประเทศญี่ปุ่นนะคะตอนนี้คุณกำลังฟังอยู่ในคลื่นวิทยุ Jafric Radio
Oi, aqui é a Paula e você está assistindo Jafric Radio.
You are listening to Jafric Online Radio live from Japan.
Yeah! Jafric Radio.
My name is Mari Nihe from the Philippines. You are watching Jafric Radio.
Hi guys, you are watching Jafric Radio. I am Abba from Ethiopia. Jafric Radio ni የተመለከታችሁ ነው ይመቻችሁ። አበበ ነኝ ከኢትዮጵያ።
Ẹ̀kaàárọ̀, ẹ̀kaàsán, ẹ̀kálẹ́. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọmọdọ́lá Oyèyẹmí, ọmọ bíbí ìlú Ìbàdàn. Jafric Radio lẹ́ ń wò yìí o. Ẹ múra sí i. Ṣé púpọ̀.
This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio. This is Jafric Radio.
He has changed my destiny. He has changed my destiny. He has restored my fortune. Praise be to my God. He has changed my destiny. From zero to hero, zero to hero, zero to hero, zero to hero. His resurrection and ascension sanctioned the devil, and now I am free. And now
This is Jafric Radio.
on track. His resurrection and ascension. I am a whole century and a part.